Good evening, everyone. My name is Dynamite_41. Nothing I say in this video is or ever will be financial advice. It is just my own opinion because I am entitled to it as such. And let's talk about GameStop Q3 earnings today. How I feel about them. So the current price tag for GameStop stock at the moment is $14.38. We were trickling around at $15 earlier today after announcement was made, and then we just kind of got pushed down. If I'm not mistaken, we didn't beat Wall Street expectations. But here's the overview in regards to the quarterly earnings. So the net sales for this quarter were 1.078 billion for the period compared to 1.186 billion to the prior year's third quarter. So, you know, take that for what it is. I mean, we're still pretty much close to the net sales that we were prior to last year's third quarter. The SG&A, which is the selling, general, and administrative expenses, were $296.5 million, or 27.5% of net sales for the period, compared to $387.9 million, or 32.7% of net sales in the prior year's quarter. So, as you can see, they are trimming down on that. They are cutting the fat of the company, and that's looking good for me. Even though we didn't beat on earnings report, we're still cutting down costs. The net loss was $3.1 million for the period compared to a net loss of $94.7 million for the prior year's third quarter. So, last year, during the third quarter, we had a net loss of $94.7 million. This year, we have a net loss of $3.1 million for this quarter. So that tells me that we are finally doing the restructuring, and it is finally showing on paper, and it's showing that there is a turnaround for GameStop. It's just a matter of, making the adjustments. These things take time to do, y'all. It's not an overnight process. The cash and cash equivalents and marketable securities were $1.2 billion at the close of the quarter, so GameStop still has that $1.2 billion in cash still hanging around, and I believe they have about $300 million of it in marketable securities. So that just means that 300 out of the $1.2 billion that they have in cash is just going to keep growing, and it's honestly a really smart decision for the uppers in GameStop. And the long-term debt remains limited to one low-interest unsecured term loan associated with the French government's response to COVID-19. So, of course, there wasn't a conference call. We just had the results get posted to us at 3 p.m. today. So let's go ahead and look at the balance sheet really quick. And as you can see right here, the net loss was $94.7 million last year versus the one that was $3.1 million this year for the quarter. So that's awesome. I really love to see that because it really shows that we are improving. We are really improving. The net loss in total, for last year, it was 9.87%, and that was for the 39 weeks ended in October, and then the 39 weeks ended in October for 28th, which is like basically the year to date, is 1.7%, negative 1.7%. So we're trimming down. We're trimming down on everything that's unnecessary for GameStop, and we're making this whole turnaround story crazy. It's going to be crazy. And as you can see right here, here's our cash and cash equivalents and marketable securities. We got that $300.5 million in marketable securities. So things still look good on the balance sheet, regardless of what the results were for today. And I saw this news article. GameStop reported a $14 million cash flow increase in Q3 of 2023. Now, I don't know how to read charts, but this was just posted around 2:45 with GameStop having its earnings release for Q3 2023 fiscal year. One of the most interesting stats to come out of those was the increased cash flow. So the company posted a $14 million cash flow increase for the recent quarter, signifying that GameStop grew its liquidity in Q3 despite any and all other issues it faces. So that says a lot. That really says a lot. And as far as the DRS numbers, apparently they didn't change. Apparently they were the exact same as they were to previous quarter. I'm not too sure in regards to that. That kind of sucks, honestly, because I feel like when I scroll through Reddit every other day, there's always people posting their buy orders for, through DRS, through there, and like DRSing shares from their brokerage accounts. It's crazy, but GameStop, I think they still, regardless of what the outcome of quarter three was, I think that everything is going well for them so far, and I think they're restructuring to be a better business in the future. But you know me, I don't have that much experience in the market, but I just like to give the news out and just let you know that quarter three wasn't the best quarter for us, but we are improving and we are making a turnaround. So if anyone wants to doubt on it, then go ahead. I'm still buying and I'm still holding. I honestly prefer that it stays below 20 so I can keep accumulating more shares. And even when it gets up to like $40, $50, you'll still see me buying shares. I just think this company is undervalued. But that's just my opinion. I think Sam thinks the exact same thing too, but we're not financial advisors whatsoever. So take everything we say with a grain of salt. I will probably post a video tonight in regards to something, not too sure what, but y'all have a good evening and yeah, take care.